motherfucking action, bitches. Welcome to the wonderful podcast where a guy that watches movies discusses movies with a guy that doesn't even watch movies.
You know, I got a feeling that soon here we're gonna have to think of a new intro because I'm becoming a guy that just watches movies.
You have been, you've probably been watching movies because I haven't been to the theater as much as I usually do, and you've been at the theater more than you usually do. So I think we're at even right now. Like we've been going out to see movies.
And it's now a thing that I bring up if I'm hanging out with someone. Like, hey, do you want to watch a movie? And we'll throw something on. Where it was never my suggestion
Zach got
before.
it too, right?
Yeah,
because he wasn't going to get it, but then they offered the free month if you get a 3-month subscription, and he was
so
like,
you pay like $38 for 3 months of movies.
That's pretty damn good.
It's insane.
We didn't get any deals.
That's 3 movies.
We pay $18 a month.
Yeah,
and it's bullshit.
It's still juice.
It's still juice, yeah.
I'm fine with it.
I just want to, give me a free month, bro. Give me a free month. Or a guest.
Just throw us a bone.
We're still trying to get a guest.
I would love a guest.
Kid pass. I want to take my kid.
Yeah, I feel like a kid pass should almost just be a thing with a movie. Like 5 and up or 5 and under shouldn't have to pay to enter a movie.
Emma and under.
Anytime she gets older, it changes.
Right.
She's 30, and it's no adults pay for movies anymore.
So there's a movie coming out tomorrow.
It's tomorrow that it's out?
It's supposed to be the Friday.
Yeah, but Thursday night showings.
Thursday. They do Thursday night showings. There's only one showing. So spoiler alert, I am probably not going to Yu-Gi-Oh! Because there's only one showing. Usually there's like one at 7, one at 10.
There's just 7.
There's one at 8. It's like, what the hell? And like, it's such a big movie. Like, I feel like Scream's big.
Do you think this is going to be one like Spider-Man where if I don't buy my tickets early, I'm going to be snuffed out of a viewing?
No.
Good.
It's not going to do $1.6 billion, you know?
I mean, first day, it could still be packed if it doesn't
It's not going to do what Spider-Man did first day. No way. Spider-Man is almost at $2 billion at this point.
That's kind of insane.
It is insane, and it's COVID. I mean,
Lord, am I excited for Scream? I'm definitely way more excited for Scream
we're doing
than I am for
Scream.
Spider.
We're finally doing Scream 4. We just uploaded Scream 3. We did that shit a long time ago. I just forgot to upload it.
Did we put it on everything else? Like, if you're watching this on Spotify, have you seen it already?
What?
Are
you saying that I just didn't upload it on YouTube?
That's what I'm asking.
No, I didn't upload it on shit. Which is weird because I even had it in my head to do it. I need to start writing stuff down.
You got the whiteboard for it, right?
Yeah, I need to start writing stuff down. And I just haven't been doing that, and I should. But Scream 4, 2011, 10 years after Scream 3. We liked Scream 3, but it wasn't our fave.
But that's how it always is with trilogies, except for Cars 3.
Right, apparently. Scream 4's 10 years later, so there's internet. There was internet in 2000, but it wasn't like a main thing in our lives like it was in 2011. So there's internet. There's
Facebook and Twitter were name dropped,
cast, basically. Yeah. Facebook and Twitter are things that have been around for at least 5-6 years.
Yeah, it was interesting that they like name dropped them to me though. That's not often done in film. I feel like they like in Spider-Man, right? They clearly showed TikTok, but they never said TikTok.
Right,
whereas they just outwardly say it.
Yeah,
and I thought that was kind of just interesting.
Yeah, for sure, and definitely. There's a whole new cast, a whole new generation of cast members, and our favorites: Neve Campbell, Neve Campbell, Sidney Prescott, Courtney Cox as Gail Weathers, and David Arquette as Dewey Riley come back to Woodsboro because this is set in Woodsboro, like the first one.
Yeah, and apparently they've been gone from Woodsboro
Dewey and Gail live there. They settled down there, which is not. It seems like that's not Gail's cup of tea.
Yeah, she has no inspiration for writing
at all because there's nothing going on,
and she's not a fiction writer. She writes about what she's doing.
Yeah,
like an investigative journalist.
Yeah, she's not the creative type. And Sydney just put out a book. So she's on tour, and her first tour looks like it's in Woodsboro, which is smart, you know?
Marketing-wise, yeah.
Yeah, go back home.
Where it's a popular thing every year.
Yeah, and also it makes you look like even though you have celebrity status, it seems like that you still have in touch with your roots. You know what I mean? Like you haven't lost sight of where you came from.
Yeah.
So she goes back to Woodsboro with her annoying but very, very attractive publicist. She is very annoying. She talks and no one knows why.
She's there for the money too.
Yeah,
she has no emotional
sure. She didn't
investment
even read
in the work.
the book. That's fucked. I've never heard of a publicist that didn't do something like that. But she does the book thing. She does the signing thing. She sees Gale, and then, well, we missed the first kills. I forgot to.
Oh yeah, this was a really cool part too, where there's like, it shows like an opening scene and then a kill, and then that is just that was just stab 4, right, or 5. They like showed us a clip from
stab
the
6.
Movie made around the movie.
Stab 6,
and then we see it again with different characters.
With Anna Paquin.
And that was just the scene for
Stab 7.
And then we get the actual intro, which is reflective of them both.
So the early intro goes into the stab meta, like hardcore. And after the third time, we don't know if it's the actual movie.
Like, what
or
are we
if they're
watching?
doing another stab sequence. But it ends up being the movie. And from what I see, Ghostface is brutal in this one. Like, even within the first kills.
Gotta up
like
the gore.
Yeah, for sure. It's terrible,
I think
but I love
the second kill, he like slits her throat, and we watch blood pour out of her throat. Not only is he more brutal, but the camera angles are like they want you to see
they
the
don't
brutality
cut away
of the
or
kills.
anything. Yeah, for sure. And I like when they do that. It's really terrible, but I love the carnage candy. I've fucked with it hard. But after those kills, they track the phone of one of the victims to Sydney's rental car. So they shut down her book signing event and freak out. And then in the trunk of the car, they find the phone, a mask, and some blood.
Yeah, and a bunch of the blood's like spilled over her or her book posters.
Yeah, so basically it's basically a way of them saying like this is happening again. Like Ghostface is like saying, "Oh, someone didn't just kill someone one time. It's going down."
It also probably was strategic in the sense that it made her a suspect, which makes it so she can't leave to get away from it either.
Yeah, for sure.
She has to be a part of this again.
You ain't going nowhere, bitch. And then we cut. I don't know if this is in the right order. We might have.
It doesn't matter.
We might have been introduced to Emma Roberts' character, Sydney's cousins first, and her friends. But they do cut to that, and
it was an interesting group.
Yeah, interesting group of plastics type of girls, your typical high school girls. I love Emma Roberts. I thought she was a Disney kid, but apparently she's a Nickelodeon kid. It was before my time or after my time, I guess. But I love her in all the things that I've seen her,
including this. She was really good in this.
Yeah, she's great in this.
I know I've seen her in something too,
but
I can't think of it.
I think she's amazing in this. She does so well in this. And we'll tell you later why. I don't want to go like super deep into spoilers within 5 minutes, even though this is,
Yeah, you're getting spoiled.
You're gonna get spoiled.
Watch the film.
Yeah, watch the movie. If you haven't seen Scream 4, you're missing out. It's really fucking good. I had low expectations
because of 3.
No, because the gap, the 10-year gap. Even though the guy that wrote the first 2, Kevin Williamson, is writing this one. He didn't write the third one because of the whole Columbine style script. But Kevin Williamson is writing this one. Wes Craven comes to direct. So it's authentic. It feels authentic. Like you get the Scream feel. It's just 2011 Scream feel. You get the modern like generation.
Yeah, Scream with modern influence. Or modern at the time because it's no longer modern when we're reviewing it.
Right. Yeah. This is 10 years old.
Which is cool because
the gap is the same.
From what I've seen of the trailer of the new Scream, it also kind of has an emphasis on newer technology.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is going to be interesting to see the transition.
I cannot wait to see this one. I'm going to go see it tomorrow night. I cannot fucking
I'm seeing it Friday and then Saturday.
It'll be I'm going to see it Thursday, Friday, and Saturday probably. But we will have it uploaded by the end of the weekend probably. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, Emma Roberts, Sydney, you find out she's Sydney's cousin. She has this Trevor high school drama scene, basically.
Her boyfriend cheats on her.
Yeah, he's a fuck. It happens. But what happens after that? after those two scenes? The killer scene, the girl scene, and then the woods.
I honestly don't remember the scene by scene on this one.
I don't remember either.
You're more so recapping it for me too right now.
Yeah, kind of, but I don't really remember the next scene after that. What next scene do you actually remember?
I'm honestly just kind of thinking about like the kills right now.
The kills were great.
The kill on the girl's mom was wicked.
Oh God, yeah. So
stabs her through the mail slot.
So she's technically Sydney's aunt because she's her mom's sister.
Yeah.
So she's like sitting down and they're running away from the killer, and the killer just gets her from the mail slot. It's pretty brutal. What another brutal scene is when he's on the phone with the girls, with Emma and the girl from Pretty Little Liars. I don't know her name, but he's on the phone with them, and it's Hayden, the girl from Heroes, super hot. She's the hottest girl in the movie. The girl with the short hair that knows
I
the movie.
like her character. Yeah, she's really cool.
Yeah, I find her very attractive. She's not attractive in this. She's not as attractive in this movie as she is.
The short hair.
Yeah, it's the short hair. Girls pull it off. She doesn't. But
so if you're watching this and you're like, I have that haircut,
yeah,
you probably look better.
Yeah, you probably look better than her. They're like talking to the killer, and the killer's trying to make them think that he's in their closet when he's in the friends, the girls across the street.
And then
that kill was brutal as fuck because when her mom comes in, she's holding her intestines and shit.
I like the POV of us watching through the girl's window, watching her
across
die.
The street. Such a good scene. And I like the aspect of, they cut to the school after that scene. So they cut to the school after the scene I was talking about. And we get introduced to not Trevor, but these two guys that are kind of movie nerds, and they have their own web show.
Yeah, they stream.
They stream. Yeah,
they're little Twitch kids, basically, before Twitch.
And it's like kind of like a, I guess, horror movie thing, because horror movies obviously are
He also vlogs school.
Yeah, it's basically just vlogging his life, which it's kind of the running theme of like parodying every kids at the time are putting every thought online. And
we still do that, honestly. Yeah, now it's not just kids, it's everybody.
It's everybody. Now, even then, it was everybody, but boomers didn't understand it at the time. And now boomers are like, hey, maybe we should put all our stuff online, too. Not a good idea. But I think it's cool that they put that internet streaming web show live thing into it, and they did it well, where Halloween Resurrection did it horribly.
I don't think I've seen that.
No, this is one of the last ones that was made before.
Sure, we'll watch it eventually. One of these Spooktobers we'll get to it.
It was the last one made before this new reboot, and it was trash. And they didn't do it well. They tried, and it didn't land. This one, where they don't focus too much on it. You just know these characters have a web show, and they're just trying to document it. And then you notice the killer's on doing his own thing.
Yeah, like I think the first time we really see that is... Well, I think the kids bring it up when Gwen goes to their club. And then...
they have this...
Did I call her Gwen? That's not her name, right? Why did I call her...
I don't know.
What's her name?
Gail.
Why did I call her Gwen?
She goes...
Oh, I was reading something about Spider-Man earlier today.
Spider-Gwen.
That's why I was on my head.
So they have... they have this annual these movie geeks host this
like club where they talk about horror movies and watch them and watch Stab.
Yeah, and they also they host this big ass theater event
Stab-a-thon,
where they go into a barn and just watch a bunch of Stab movies, which is cool as shit because we do that in our barn, which ours looks a little bit nicer, but we can't do it when it's cold because.
Yeah, it's fucking freezing.
It's been cold lately. It sucks. It's the only day that it hasn't been over 20 degrees.
During the Stabathon, though, Gail goes in. She sneaks in to set up cameras.
Typical Gail shit.
The killer... Well, it kind of shows how Gail is, like, moving with the times, too.
And not changing. She's not changing. Even
she's
though
who
Dewey
she
doesn't
is.
like this kind of Gail, but she is who she is.
But she also is changing in the sense that I don't think... I've seen before her set up a bunch of webcams places. I feel
there
she's
weren't
adapted
webcams
with technology.
Yeah, there were no webcams in '96 when she planted it in the store. But there are cameras, like surveillance cameras.
Yeah, so she's upgrading with the times too, but still being her authentic self.
Yeah,
but then the killer like hides her cameras or like makes it so they can't see anything and sets up his own.
Yeah,
which is where
the killer knows Gail as much as Gail, you know. the killer, the non-binary killers.
Is it cool if we kind of spoil who the killers are?
Yeah, we can do it now. We can do it now. So
it.
at the end,
this makes
at the
me
party,
ask,
you find out the killers are
the one movie
the
geek.
Randy type kid. Like I feel like he's like the Randy type character, the movie nerd, and which gets this love interest with Hayden, who is this undercover movie nerd. Like I feel like she's a popular girl, so she doesn't.
She's like too cool to be a movie nerd.
Yeah, but she is a movie nerd. Like she obviously. Like if you know all the stuff that she knows, you can't be into movies without doing that. But I liked their chemistry and I liked their relationship. But when I found out he was one of the killers and had like a relationship with Emma Roberts' character, I forget her name, but Sydney's cousin. Jewel. They kept saying her name because she wanted to be famous. Like her motive was infamy. And his motive was, I don't know what his motive was.
I think he just wanted to create an insane movie and get the girl.
He was just into her. And he thought that they were going to get away with it because of her crazy ass thing, her plan, which almost worked.
She just didn't make sure someone was dead.
She slipped. No, she slipped. But how do you feel about the transition where she was playing like innocent Sydney's cousin, and then when you find out who the killer is, you see how demented this girl is. Like she's so obsessed with being famous that she's actually crazy. Do you think Emma Roberts portrayed that really well?
She did do it well, and I like how her motive was explained too, because it felt really realistic. Where it seems kind of crazy to think it challenges what you would believe, because you wouldn't really sit down and think about after watching Screams 1 through 3 what it would be like to be a young relative of this human living in the town that this all happened in, because she's constantly living in her shadow.
Town celebrity, she even said, "I live in your shadow. Now it's my turn to be famous."
You never really think about the psychological impact that would really have on a human, and they show the worst impact it could have in a very, very
real
cool
environment.
way.
Yeah, I loved it, and she acts so crazy. She does it so well. She goes from normal, sane, innocent girl to fucking psychotic plot. Like she has all
acting
this
within
out.
acting.
Oh man, it was like so good.
She had to act in the early scenes, both as an actress, as in a character in the film, as an innocent girl.
Yeah,
where her character actually is anything but.
For sure.
So it's like an acting inception.
It's so phenomenal, and her kills are phenomenal. All the kills, I think these are some of the most brutalest kills in the franchise. 3 cut back a lot. 2, the only bad one was probably Randy, and I think it's because we just didn't want Randy to die.
That's speaking of Randy, I think an interesting dynamic is that his character kind of set the precedence that a character like his wouldn't be the killer. And so it kind of made it feel like a big surprise
when he was found out as the killer.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised the first time I watched it too, with both killers. Like I didn't know who was going to be the killer at all. And I was actually pretty surprised. And it just sucked that I just liked the chemistry between Hayden's character and his character so much.
When Hayden's character felt sus of him is when I kind of was like, that guy's probably the killer.
Yeah, but they also did that with Randy in 1, where Stu and him are outside.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know which one it is because it's one of them, because they were outside when she was. So it's either him or Stu. And she just said, "Fuck you both," and slammed the door on them. So she just kind of was just being careful. But then when she got called.
Oh, is that why when Sydney in this scene was like, don't let him in if you can't trust him, because she has been in that exact scenario before. Exactly.
And they kind of went on like the theme of this one, like the theme of the second one was like sequels, like, hey, what are the rules of sequels?
This theme is a remake.
Yeah, remakes, because remakes were the craze a little bit before and
after. It's interesting that the
time.
new one coming out is the one that's called Scream, though. Like this one seems like it would be called Scream and like be
this one would be
like marketed as a remake. I don't think
they should have called this one, even though I haven't seen it yet. The whole requel trend where they're making a sequel but it's a reboot but they're just calling it the first one is getting old.
That's probably why they're doing it, knowing them.
That's probably, honestly, that is probably why they're doing it. But Candyman did it, Halloween did it, and now Scream's doing it. They should have marketed it as Scream SCR instead of the E have a 5. Or instead of an S,
the S would
5.
probably look like a cool
as
5.
A 5.
Because that's what they do with 4, right? The A was a 4.
Yeah, and I don't know why they didn't do that, but I guess they just wanted it to be called Scream. But Scream 4, I loved it. What else haven't we talked about? They revealed... So her plot was to be the hero and frame Trevor?
She wanted basically to kill off everybody. Yeah, frame her boyfriend, and she would be the new main girl.
She shot him in the nuts. Straight up shot. You could see the schizophrenia, psychopathic, sociopathic no feelings when she shot him in the nuts and just blew his brains out right there. When she did that, I was like, holy fuck, this is the most brutal killer we've seen since Billy and Stu. And she didn't give a fuck. She just said bam, and it showed his brains getting blown out. I was like, oh my god, that was awesome.
They really didn't try to hide anything in this one.
It was great. I like the part where the cops are outside and they're talking, they're kind of talking about movies and how they're made, and they're like, the cops usually watching outside are usually they usually die, and then the one cop goes, I'll be right back. He's like, oh shit, I'm not supposed to say that, am I? He's like, oh no, rules are different, and they end up dying anyway.
Yeah. They were arguing about which one of them is going to die. They both get off.
They both. The one gets the fucking knife to the brain. That shit was fucking crazy.
I like when Gail says something about meta, and then
she does say that's
she's
meta.
like, that's what the kids call it nowadays, or something like that. I thought that part was super meta.
Right. That was really cool. I liked the balance between serious horror movie and meta in this one, where I feel like 3 was a little too much meta. It was just super Hollywood meta and little too much. I like the balance between, hey, we're getting a slasher film that's very entertaining, but we're also getting a self-aware slasher film that's very
I was thinking about the genre of these films, and well, they're obviously like a slasher. It doesn't just feel like that. It also feels like very murder mystery.
Yeah, for sure.
In other slashers, like Halloween's a slasher, right?
But Michael Myers is the killer.
Yeah, we're not also the whole time trying to figure out and look for details as to who did this. It's not a
whodunit.
And every film has that same precedence where now you expect in Scream there's going to be awesome kills, but you're also looking for who did it.
Yeah, because Ghostface is different every time.
Yeah,
which is more realistic than a guy coming back to life every time.
Yeah.
So there's
and
that.
So I feel like that's why I think Scream is a popular film franchise amongst females, and that's probably why I know they love murder mysteries. That's like a huge trend, at least right now.
Yeah.
And so I just thought that's kind of cool how it's a slasher murder mystery. Where
it is really cool.
But it's also got comedic relief a lot. It's really funny.
This one has a lot of comedic relief too, but not too much. I like that it's not too much. This one surprised me. This is one of my favorite ones.
Really?
Yeah, this is a good one. I loved it.
Also, the fact that it pays a lot of homage to 1 makes it feel very like
a remake.
It feels reminiscent when you're watching it, like you vaguely watched it before, and it was my first time seeing it.
For sure. Yeah, I haven't watched it. This is probably the least one I've seen because of how new it is. Like the first 3 are
You've had an additional 10 years to rewatch them.
Yeah, this is 1, 2, and 3 are kind of classics in my head. I kind of grew up with them. Where this one, it came out when I was 22.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't.
Hey, that's gonna be the same for me, basically with 5.
Yeah, and I don't go back to this one much, but I'm kind of glad I don't because I love it so much.
Yeah,
I don't overplay it.
Yeah.
I really like this one. Emma Roberts does phenomenal. Sydney does phenomenal. Everyone does great. There aren't that many problems with this movie at all.
I couldn't really give a problem.
But I don't want to give it a 5.
I think that's fair. I'm probably locked in on a 4 on it.
Yeah, this is a 4 out of 5 easy. This is one of the best sequels ever made, and we're gonna rank them after we watch 5.
That's going to be a fun one.
A lot of people ranked them before they watch 5, but I want to rank them
that seems
after
kind
we
of
watch
dumb
5.
to do, in my opinion.
I want to watch them after we watch 5. So when we see 5, 7, or 8 times, we are going to watch it a lot. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch the first showing on Thursday.
I'm on Friday rewatching all 4 and then watching the 5th right after. So I'm going to have
idea.
all of them fresh in my mind for a ranking.
That's a good idea.
Like open a notepad on my phone and take notes about my favorites as I go.
That's a good idea.
Spoiler alert, unless this new one is insane, it will probably have the first on top.
Oh yeah,
But
for sure.
This one has a very fine chance of
to top the original. The original is one of the best horror movies ever made.
And just for franchises in general, I feel like
if
you love 2, 3, 4, 5, they add on to the amount that you love 1 because they created the rest of them.
I don't like the first one in every franchise, but most franchises,
Sometimes it's the first that I see and not the first. Like when I watched Fear Street, I've watched them all twice now, but I watched 78 first.
So
and maybe it still would be my favorite if I watched 96 because I just really like 78. But it could also be because I saw it first.
Maybe.
It could play a part.
Who knows? I just base it on how much I enjoyed it. Because I like Nightmare on Elm Street 1, but I feel like I like 3 the most.
I've only seen the first and the last. Yeah.
The remake.
And I like the original more than
the
remake.
Sure. The original one. So the guy that does Nightmare on Elm Street does Scream. Did Scream.
Yeah.
He died.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
I remember us talking about that. Which we'll podcast that eventually too, guys.
Yeah, this is going to be the first. The new one is going to be the first one Wes Craven did not have a take in.
Wait, there's a new one coming out?
Scream.
Yeah,
Wes Craven had nothing to do with this one.
Thanks. So maybe it won't be able to beat the first, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Do you have any closing thoughts or anything on it?
I love this one. Emma Roberts fucking killed it. It's just such a good one.
I enjoyed it too.
It's definitely an underrated film. I feel like this movie is one of the best sequels ever.
So if you're watching this and you haven't given this movie the attention it deserves,
go
rewatch
see Scream
it
4 before you see the new one in the theaters,
or after, or watch them both again.
Yeah, just watch
your thing.
Yep.
And subscribe, of course, because
subscribe, comment.
Yo, we're at 9 right now. You
Yeah,
could be the 10th. Lucky number 10.
Number 10.
Double digits, baby.
Double whammy.
Take it easy.
Take it easy, baby.
Boop, boop.